Alrighty, hello everybody. Excuse me, hello. Hello, how's everyone doing? Welcome to the stream. Today is Saturday, the 26th of September, 2020. How's everybody doing? Hopefully so far the weekend has been serving you well. Hopefully you're ready for a fun day of streaming. Double stream day, good stuff today coming up. Nothing boring, that's for sure. Action-packed stuff today. What's going on? Tokyo Game Show is also going on. And, so far, not much coming out of it, honestly. Like, all the stuff I've heard from it is pretty much nothing new at all. Like, no announcements. It's pretty much just, like, expanding upon things we already knew about games coming up and the like. Really nothing too exciting. At least from the stuff that I've seen on social media. Maybe I'm wrong. But, you know, I'm following along, and I always look for stuff to talk about on the pre-stream, and I'm like, okay, some more stuff about Cyberpunk. Oh, look, young Impa is in the new Hyrule Warriors, and I'm like, where's the news? Where's the news? There is no news, apparently. Apparently, boring. New Virtual Fighter? I heard about this last night. There's a new Virtual Fighter game. It's great, I guess. Listen, any new fighting games, I'm not going to talk crap about. I never really was into Virtual Fighter. So for me, it's kind of a non-announcement. You know, would I check this one out? I have no clue. But really nothing, right? It kind of sucks this whole year getting screwed over by coronavirus and everything. But it is what it is. Anyway, welcome to the stream, everybody. Let's talk about what's going on. First of all, Mafia Definitive Edition premiered yesterday. My first major stream of it. And my opinion is that it's terrible. It's a terrible, horrible game. Very disappointing. No, thank God that's not the case. Thank God that's not the case at all. Last week we had a double disappointment of new releases. This week, Mafia Definitive Edition, so far, it's been entertaining. I would say there's good stuff and there's some bad stuff. All right, so let's talk. The good stuff. The story's good. The story's interesting. It's hooking me, which is exactly what I expected. Very similar to Mafia 2. The game is very, very narrow. Not narrow. It's on rails. It's linear. Right? Because even though it's an open world, there's no open world side content or really roaming to do like there is in like the Grand Theft Auto series. It's very much you follow this narrative, you do these chapters, chapter-based content, chapter-based gameplay. But, you know, there's no real reason to roam around the open world. Even though I'm sure you could if you wanted to look for collectibles and the like. You know, I'm just following right along the main storyline and I'm having fun with it. In that regard. Okay? So I'm having fun with that. And the voice acting is great. You know, so I would say those are good. And I would say the character models, I mean, is there insane amount of detail in the game? No. But the character models are decent. Okay? So I would say the story, the character models, and the writing, the dialogue, exceptional. It's like watching a mafia movie. It really is. It feels like you're watching Goodfellas or The Godfather or, you know, a movie of that caliber. Okay? Now, the negatives. Number one, pop-in is terrible. Driving around the map, holy moly, you can see things popping in, especially when you go to the countryside, not the heavy city portion of the game. But when you're driving around with grass, you see the grass literally generating as you drive by it. That's not good for a game that's supposed to be remastered and made on modern graphics. So there you go. I would also say certain parts of the game look really good and others just don't. Like, for example, when you're actually driving through the areas of the city, downtown, and like beautiful neon signs, lighting, you know, actual like weather effects and stuff, and it looks really good. It looks like pretty much a modern game. But then other places you go, and there's like, whoa, there's like no definition to the walls here. You know, whoa, there's no detail in here. So it seems like there's certain areas, I guess probably they figured you'd be going through certain areas way more than others. And they figured, well, let's really heavily focus on this and not this, you see? I get the feeling this game did not have a AAA game budget, you know? They remade the game from the ground up when it came to many different factors. And certain things they were able to upgrade, and others they weren't. Okay? Let's also talk about the combat. It ain't great when it comes to the hand-to-hand combat. The gunplay seems pretty good. Cover-based system, and the gunplay is pretty decent. But hand-to-hand combat, it's pretty much you mash circle a million times. When someone goes to attack you, as soon as you see the counter icon, which is triangle, you have to press it immediately. Which is funny because the counter icon is a circle within a circle, and the circle gets smaller, and it acts like you have time to, like, perfect time it. Like, I almost thought at one point, gee, maybe if I time my triangle press perfectly, I'll do a perfect counter attack, like a parry or something. But no. As soon as you see triangle, you must mash it. If you don't, the game claims you pressed it too late, and you get hit. And this is so weird to have a circle moving with a time scheme. It seems like, oh, if you hit it perfectly, no, just tap it immediately or else you get hit. And the enemies seem to have really weird range. There was this one fight you had to do against a bunch of guys, and they were like doing insane flying, lunging punches across the courtyard we were in. Just like what the hell? I'm running full speed, and then immediately when I stop running, they do a giant Superman punch and hit me in the back of the head. Like, what the shit? And these guys are amazing. Amazing fighters. So, in that regard, it's kind of silly. But outside of those two things, I see the pop-in graphics and the hand-to-hand combat being a bit wonky. The rest of the game's good so far. Okay, now I'm only about 3.5 hours in. I don't know how long the game is. I'm gonna guess that the game's probably just as long as Mafia 2 was. And Mafia 2 was between 10 to 15 hours, depending on the pace that you played, if you did any kind of exploration or whatever, or if you just turboed through the story. So, I'm going to guess maybe 2 more major sessions, if not maybe 1 more, to finish Mafia Definitive Edition, okay? So, I guess we'll see. We'll see how things go. Certainly, I have not been going through the game flawlessly, although at the same time, apparently, I've been impressing people who have played the game before. Like, for example, yesterday, I was failing at the melee combat, and I lost, like several times to this group of enemies. And then to end yesterday's stream, I was in the middle of a mission in a hotel/brothel where you needed to talk to one of the girls, get her out of there, then murder the person in charge of the business, which then triggers everyone to chase you down and try to kill you. Then you were trying to run to the manager's office for some reason, which wasn't even clear. Like, I don't know why you're running to the manager's office, because the next part of the mission is supposed to be blow up the building, yet you're running to, like, another building. I don't know, it's a little confusing. But anyway, I died along the way. There's, like, a lot of combat, and I died along the way. I'm like, ah, shit. So I gotta replay that whole mission from the start today, because I ran out of time, so I'm sure it didn't save my checkpoint. I have to do the whole mission over. But at the same time, there was a racing mission where you have to fill in for a racer who all the mafia guys are gambling on. And when you fill in for this driver, apparently that used to be, like, incredibly hard. People used to say that's one of the hardest parts of the game. And I beat it on the first shot. Now, I didn't do well. I flipped the fucking car, but then I ended up catching up and winning it. So people were like, oh my god, how did you do that on the first shot? That's like one of the hardest parts of the game. So this is pretty much par for the course when I play games. The things that should be easy, I have a lot of issues with. And the things that apparently are super difficult, I can beat on the first shot. Excuse me. As you can tell, my sinuses are screwed up today. Stupid post-nasal drip in full effect annoying me. Which is funny because the air here is beautiful. The air here is clean and cool. But apparently I'm still having issues here, so. Anyway, let's see how things go today. I don't know how things are going to go today at all. Hopefully they go smoothly. And we get, a good chunk into the game. and hopefully I don't have too much difficulty having to redo missions at the same time. I know you guys laugh and enjoy it when I do fail, so we'll see what happens today, okay? So, Mafia Definitive Edition, continuing today. We'll see how far I get, dependent on, you know, many factors, I'm sure. Okay, tonight, the late stream, the return of Fall Guys. I've not played Fall Guys now in quite some time. I think it was Monday was the last time I played it. So finally, after, you know, 5-6 days, I finally get to play it again. I'm really liking Fall Guys since they remixed the stages and added different elements like the Big Yeetus, as well as many other things. I think it's been quite fun. And I'm looking forward to more Fall Guys survival gameplay tonight. All right? It's at 6:45 p.m. Pacific time tonight. All right. Tomorrow, we are doing the big Rageathon Marathon event. That's right, the Rageathon, guys. So, how's it going to work? Well, first of all, the stream starts usual time, but we're going to be playing a variety of games on a marathon-style stream. It will not, you know, have a break in between for dinner. Instead, it'll be starting around 10:15 a.m. and running till around 7 to 8 p.m. Okay? There will be breaks in between for me to have snacks and, you know, use the bathroom, etc., switch games. But for the most part, it will be a continuous stream. All right? What can you expect during this event? 5 games, including Hollow Knight, Celeste, Jump King, The Quiet Man, and Street Fighter V. All right? All games will be played either on Xbox One or PlayStation 4 Pro. It's the first time in a long time I'm doing one of these marathons, and I don't have to switch over to the PC. Quite frankly, I'm happy about that because that means a big movement of all my equipment and everything that takes a while. It's easier to just jump between console games that are running at the same resolution and, you know, no issues with capturing. So it should be a smooth marathon, which is good, okay? Now also, during this event, it'll be the return of the Zombie Skittles. This means for every $20 that I raise via tips during the marathon, I will eat 3 Zombie Skittles, which will either be delicious flavors, such as Petrifying Citrus Punch, Mummified Melon, Chilling Black Cherry, Blood Red Berry, or Boogeyman Blackberry. Or it could be Disgusting Rotting Zombie, which absolutely tastes revolting. Seriously, it's gross. It tastes like a disgusting rotten egg. And last time that I did this, I did it all day long, and I ended up eating 3 of them, and it was really nasty. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, for every $20 that I raise via tips, I'm going to eat 3. Now, some people are already like, oh, that's all. Yeah, that's all, because let's think about this, genius. Do you want me to get on a sugar fucking rush, eating hundreds of Skittles during the course of a day and getting sick? Of course not. I'm already going to be eating ones that taste sick, you know? So, no. Oh, Phil got raised $100. He has to eat 72 Skittles. No, I'm not a fucking idiot. I'm 38 years old. I shouldn't be eating 72 fucking Skittles in one sitting. Okay? Let's not be dumb here. So that's why we're pacing it like that. So that way it's fun, but I don't get sick and I can actually do the whole marathon. Okay? Alright. So, if the games don't cause rage, eating gross, rotten zombie Skittles certainly will. Because they were nasty. Alright, so that should be a fun day tomorrow. I hope you guys will be here for the wide variety of games. And the cool things about the marathons is that a lot of the times, the games that I have for the marathons, I end up playing at a later date. You know, if there's a game tomorrow that I play, and people are like, oh man, you know, that's really good. I hope Phil keeps playing it. Maybe I will. You know, it certainly won't be anytime soon with all the new releases right on the horizon, this busy fall gaming season. But at the same time, I would definitely consider maybe playing some of these games in the future, especially because I have to buy a few of them. I think I'm going to be buying 3 of them tonight. I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I think there's 3 games I need to actually buy tonight in order for the marathon. Yeah, that's right, because I have Street Fighter V already, because I bought it when it released. And Celeste is free under Xbox Live Gold because I have Xbox Live Gold. And Celeste is free under that. Actually, now that I say that, I wonder if I still have Xbox Live Gold. I wonder if it expired. Shit, I hope not. See, I have it on auto renew though. I always had it on auto renew, so it couldn't have expired. Now that I'm thinking about it, it would have just auto charged. So I think I still have Xbox Live Gold. But anyway, yeah, I should have Celeste on there. But then I have to buy the other 3. So okay. So anyway, tomorrow Rageathon. It should be fun. I hope you guys will join me for that tomorrow. Okay. Then on Monday we go back to normal streams. Monday's first stream will be in your hands. All right. After today, I'm going to start asking you over the course of tomorrow's Rageathon, what do you want to see? The major stream on Monday will either be more Mafia Definitive Edition or Super Mario Galaxy HD returning. Remember, I did 4 straight days of Super Mario Galaxy HD. We're basically unlocked the final major Galaxy hub. So we have many more worlds to do. And then, of course, the final Bowser stage. But also, from what I understand, there's still some secret stuff to unlock in the game. Many, secret worlds, challenges, etc. Okay? So, be sure to share your opinion on what you would like to see on Monday. I would say after today's Mafia stream. After 2 sessions of Mafia, I'm sure you guys will have a good idea of what you want to see on Monday. Okay? So, let me know. Okay? And then Monday night will be another stream of Fire Emblem 3 Houses. We're at the end of Chapter 18. The game has 22 chapters. So, we can wrap up Chapter 18, get a good chunk into 19. That's good. It means that maybe within a couple more weeks, we'll actually beat the game. Which I really need to freaking do so we can do other stuff. I'm tired of playing the game, quite honestly. I want to see how it ends. And I want to play other stuff at night. I would love to do more Fall Guys. I'd like to do Fall Guys twice a week. Guaranteed. But I got to get through Fire Emblem first. Okay? Okay. So that's the deal with what's going on right now, everybody. I hope that sounds good to you. And next week will be interesting. It'll be a mix between Mafia and Mario. Alright? And then next Friday, we've got a double new release day. I'm guaranteed to play one of them. I'm definitely playing Crash Bandicoot 4. That game is right up my alley. I liked the first 3 Crash Bandicoot games. Played them to their entirety. In some cases, even 100%ed. Right? And I know this game's going to be fun and interesting. It's got a variety of characters. Brand new game with new gameplay mechanics. It should be sweet. I'm very much looking forward to Crash Bandicoot 4. Now, there's another game, Star Wars Squadrons, that I am on the fence about. Obviously, it's a new game franchise, and it's, piloting, flying through space, dogfights, etc. Sounds interesting, but I don't know how much it'll hold up for a full-length game. There have been a few games like this before that I've played, and, they didn't really do too well. For example, wasn't there one Ace Combat I played a long time ago? I played a lot of it, and I didn't finish it. Now, this was, back when I was, super popular on YouTube, and I didn't finish the game. You see? So, I don't know. If you guys are interested in seeing Star Wars Squadrons or not, I guess we'll have to see. Is that true? Almighty Derek says Quiet Man's $3.74 on PlayStation Network. I guess we know where I'm going to be getting it. $3, huh? Alrighty then. Really, we're going to break the bank for that one. What's hilarious about this, though, is that Quiet Man, when it was a new game, some people asked me to play it, and I was like, maybe I will, and then I skipped it. And then people asked me to play it for 2 years, and now I'm finally playing it. It's only $3. So, it's actually good that I waited. Right? It's actually good that I waited. Alright, anyway. No, someone says, is that why you chose it? No, I don't know what the cost of games is or anything. The only game that I eliminated from the running for Rageathon was Mortal Shell. Because it's a brand new release. It only came out, a month or 2 ago? And that's a full $30 plus tax. And I was like, for a game that I have no idea if I'm ever going to go back and play, I don't want to be dropping $30 plus tax just to play for an hour in a marathon, And let's face it, you guys nominated many other games as well that were very eligible and way cheaper. So I was like, all right, we're just going to do these instead. Okay. All right, so continuing on. Yeah, so next week will be a balance between Mafia Definitive Edition, and Mario Galaxy. And then that Friday it'll be Crash Bandicoot 4 and maybe Star Wars Squadrons. I'm going to think about it, and what I'd like to do is see some reviews, or maybe if you guys know more about it, and if you let me know, is that a game you'd like to see me play or not? I'm not committed to it. Quite frankly, you know, I'm not sold on a game that's going to be piloting Star Wars vehicles in space and doing dogfights and stuff for an entirety of a playthrough. I feel like it'll be fun for like the first couple of hours, and then after that it'll either get really difficult and annoying or just boring and tedious because it's the same shit over and over. You know what I mean? Like, very, very rarely do I play games like that. And even when I do, like, remember when I played the Star Fox game and people flipped out and were like, this isn't good, it's boring? See what I mean? So that's definitely why I'm on the fence about it. I guess we'll see. I'll think about it, and I'll be looking for your feedback. Truth is, no, I don't need to play it, because between Crash, Mafia, and Mario, I've got stuff to do for the next couple of weeks. All right? Now, admittedly, the middle of October is slow. There's almost nothing going on in the middle of October. There may be a DLC expansion here or there. But for the most part, the middle of October is pretty empty for game releases. So maybe it'll be an opportunity for me to go back and do things that I didn't get to do yet. Like, for example, go back and finish Batman Arkham City and all the Riddler content. Maybe I could finally do the Outer Worlds DLC that came out this month and I skipped completely because I was busy with other stuff. There may be some opportunity for some downtime. Maybe one of the games I'm playing in the Rageathon may end up being really good and people will want to see me do a playthrough and I can focus on that, right? So there's potential. Plus, coming up, if you guys aren't aware, Animal Crossing is getting finally a major expansion. The Halloween expansion starts on the 30th of September. So I definitely want to integrate Animal Crossing back into the schedule at least once a week, if not maybe twice. So that way we can do some fun Halloween stuff. I'd love to do, decorate with the jack-o'-lanterns and bats and get Halloween costumes in the game. That was a really chill stream that I played for a long time, and then we basically haven't done it in like a month because there was nothing going on in the game at all. So now maybe we can get back into Animal Crossing. In fact, my wife said she wants to get back into it now because now there's actually a reason to play it. And as I've already told you, I'd like to play more Fall Guys, and guess what? The Fall Guys Season 2 update is coming up in October. So that'll be a reason to maybe play more Fall Guys, okay? So even though the middle of October admittedly looks like it's going to be slow, I think we're going to have a lot to do, and it shouldn't be that big of an issue. It should be like we have stuff to do anyway. It should be fun, all right? And then at the end of October is when all the new stuff starts coming out, like Watch Dogs Legion and the new horror game Little Hope and stuff like that. And, of course, the Halloween Marathon, which is the next thing that I wanted to get to, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, please continue to contribute and give input on what you would like to see during the Halloween Marathon, all right? On Halloween, I'll be doing a gaming marathon. So it's basically a month after this Rageathon, right? I'm going to be doing another marathon. And this marathon is going to include many different things. First of all, it's going to be a gaming marathon where you guys are going to pick what kind of games I want to play. I'm going to be playing, excuse me. Now, even though I would prefer some horror games in there, it doesn't necessarily have to be all horror games. It could be basically whatever you want. I would almost guarantee people are going to be like, I want to see some Fall Guys and stuff like that, right? So definitely I lean towards that. But it's up to you. How do you nominate games for this marathon? Type !marathon into the stream chat. It'll bring up the link where you can go nominate games on my forums. All right, so please do so. That's number one. Number two, you get to vote on the category of Halloween costume that I'm going to be doing, or wearing, for the marathon. How do you do that? Well, you type !costume into the stream chat, and that'll bring up the link for that. What costumes are eligible? Well, I've got it narrowed down into certain categories, including classic Hollywood horror character or villain. Think, Dracula, the Wolfman, Frankenstein, Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, that kind of stuff. Classic, some kind of a classic monster or whatever. Video game character. Okay? Pop culture icon. Now, what that means is it could cover a lot. So, it could be a it could be a celebrity. It could be a musician, a movie star, okay? TV star. sports icon, you know, like a sports player. Hell, it could even be a content creator on the internet. Much like myself, but probably way more popular. See? Anything like that could be included in that category. There's also comic book character in there. Or wild card. You might say, well, wild card, what does that mean? Basically, that means you're leaving it to me to pick what to wear. And I promise you that if you do that, I will pick something good. I will pick something that's like, something, you know, wacky or wild. Last year, I believe you guys voted wild card, and I picked Yoshi. And you guys absolutely loved the Yoshi costume that I wore. Okay? So, we shall see how it goes, but please vote on the category that you would like to see me dress up as for Halloween. Alright? Sound good? Okay. Alrighty then. Good stuff. Okay, let's see. So outside of that, the only other thing I want to mention again is contributions recently have been very high. At the same time, there's been a lot of fake ones. There has not been, I'm not even exaggerating now, in the last 2 weeks, there has not been a single day that I have not received a chargeback at this point. It's been about 2 straight weeks where every day behind the scenes I'm getting chargebacks for contributions. Sometimes it's as old as July, but sometimes it's for contributions that came in the last couple of weeks. It's pretty frustrating. In addition, every day now I'm getting these tips coming in, and it's very confusing if they're legit or not. Yesterday I received a $50 tip and a $20 tip on the first stream from 2 names that were not associated with anyone in the stream chat, from unverified PayPal accounts. Messages attached to them were very positive and actually were on topic with what we were talking about on the streams. So it made me kind of feel like, okay, maybe these are legit and this isn't a big deal. So I counted them. But someone this morning made a comment and said, you know, the last week or so you seem like maybe on pre-streams you're a bit down. What's going on with that? And, you know, being honest with you, right now, I've gotten a bunch of huge cheers in the last week. I've gotten big tips. But what are the chances that they're all legit? And imagine this. Okay, imagine this. You go to work. You walk into your place of business, whether it's a retail store, a restaurant, office job. Hell, maybe you work in construction, right? Doctor, whatever it is. Imagine you go, you do a hard day's work, right? A full-on day, doing what you do, doing a good job, being told you're doing a good job. At the end of the day, you get handed a check. Here's your check. Good job. You earned it, man. Right? And some days you go and you cash the check and everything's good and you can use that money to pay your bills and you feel good about it. But some days you get a check and you go to cash it and it bounces. Oh well, that day you worked for free. Tough shit. Right? But even further to that, imagine if some days you work, you get the check, you go to cash it, it bounces, but there's a chance that maybe you could get that money back if you argue about it. If you go and send information proving that you did hard work, right? Oh, I did do hard work that day. Here's the evidence that I did, and here's the evidence that I earned that money. And now you got to go back and forth arguing, and there's no guarantee that you'll still get it, right? That's pretty much the situation when you're a full-time streamer. Like, contributions come in, and you think that they're legit, and there's nothing you can do about it if someone later on commits fraud, which is a major crime, jail time, major jail time if anyone ever gets caught for it, okay? And at any time you could just be told, well, you worked your ass off, but you know that money that you earned and sat in your bank account for such amount of time? Yeah, it's gone now. It's fucked up, right? Imagine that. Imagine if you had a job that was completely uncertain. Now you may say, well, then why would anyone want to be a full-time streamer? Well, the whole idea here then is that you make enough that even with those chargebacks, even with the issues happening, that it's more than enough to make a living, you know? So it looks like on the surface you're making way more than you actually are, because behind the scenes there's a lot of the kind of activity going on, okay? Now the good news is, I do win a significant amount of these chargebacks. okay? But it's not always. And there's nothing you can do about it. It seems, as I've told you guys many times, it's completely inconsistent how PayPal handles it. Sometimes it's basically an open and shut case. They give me the information. There was a chargeback. Here's the information. Proves that it was this person contributed a certain amount of times. I gave shout outs. Blah blah blah. Done. Case closed. You win. And then sometimes it just sits there in limbo for weeks and weeks, sometimes months, just to be told, "Oh, you lose." Oh, geez, great, thanks. So it's pretty messed up. It's just imagine that. Not knowing on any day what you're, and even at the end of the day, not knowing if what if, imagine this one. How about this one? You work for 2 months. You earn a certain amount of money. Then after 2 months, all of a sudden your bank contacts you and says, $700 was just taken out of your bank account because someone on the back end is claiming this or that about you. Like, what? I earned that money. That money's in the bank. Sometimes I spent it. Now, 2 months later, you're going to try to take it back? What? Imagine that. Imagine you had a job that was like that. That's pretty much the reality of my situation, So, it is what it is. It sucks. And at this point, I've come to the reality that this is basically a job of great uncertainty, right? Overall, this year has been amazingly positive. As I've told you guys, especially during the vest streak when that was going on, holy shit. Like, the contributions were off the charts. So even with the chargebacks and everything, it didn't matter. Now the vest streak's over. And not to say that the contributions aren't great, they are. But the question is, how many of them are legit? You know what I mean? And not only that, but especially these big cheers I've gotten recently. So the good news that I have to tell you guys is, it's been about a week since I was getting those ginormous cheers. So far, everything looks good. On a daily basis, I'm checking on them to make sure that they're still there. Nothing's been happening in regards to, that was determined that they're fake or whatever. So once those cheers go through, and, essentially once things get better, get better, what am I talking about? Once things process is what I meant to say, okay? I'll have a much better picture of how I've been doing. And let me put it this way, if all those cheers are legit, it's going to be a giant help to get through the rest of the year, to afford all the new games coming out, the new console that I'm buying, PS5, maybe even if they ever allow us to do it normally, maybe get an Xbox Series X, and affording all the games and everything for that through the end of the year. It's going to help me a lot with taxes and the like. It's going to help me with everything. If those cheers are real. So I really hope they are. But in regards to tips, I don't know, man. So what I will say is this. Thank you to anyone who contributes to my streams. Thank you to anyone who does any kind of a contribution. Whether you cheer, you sub, you tip, you pledge to my Patreon, you buy a t-shirt. Okay, all that is incredibly helpful. And I definitely appreciate all of you who contribute in the various ways that you do. It is not expected, nor is it mandatory, but you guys like my content, you guys like the streams, you come out and you support it on a daily basis, and I really do appreciate it, okay? There's nothing we can really do about people committing crimes to try to fuck over a live streamer. At this point, the law is there, and no one abides by it, They just break it constantly, and it sucks that that's the case, but it's just true. And until it starts getting taken seriously, all right, there's not much we can do about it, all right? But thank you to those who are legitimately enjoying the content and supporting it on a daily basis. I really do appreciate it. So please consider contributing if you can. And I will just say this, because I said this yesterday. We have tips goals on the streams, right? At $50, I put on the gunner glasses. At $100, I put on a vest. At $200, I spin in place and get dizzy like an idiot, right? Listen, I didn't come up with these goals either. All right? I know that they don't sound very great on paper, but people love them. People like the vest and everything, right? So thank you for that. Thank you for supporting it. But please don't take what's on the leaderboard as gospel truth. A lot of the times it's not. a lot of the times those tips sit there for a couple weeks and then boom, all of a sudden there's a chargeback and it completely screws me over. So please understand that. And know that, because here's the caveat of all of this is that if someone comes in and does a fake tip, I'm going to tip Phil $80 today, with the premise of knowing that I'm going to lie about that later and charge it back and get my money back, or try to get my money back. So today, it may say I raised $100 in tips, and because of that, people are like, Phil hit the tips goal today. That's great. I don't need to contribute today because Phil's good, right? Phil's fine. He did real good. And then, actually, the truth of the matter is I didn't raise that at all. $80, that's fake. So, you see what I'm saying? So, please, do not take that as the truth. It's just basically a guideline we use to do celebratory events. It's not really a representative of anything that I'm actually raising on a stream. Please consider contributing, and if you do, don't use the leaderboard as a way to determine what you're contributing, because more than likely, it's over-exaggerated, okay? Fair enough? Okay. Fair enough. And thank you for listening, and again, hopefully this is not going to be an ongoing thing or recurring thing, but like I said, every day now, for the past 2 weeks or so, I've been getting charged back daily. And like I said, some of them I win instantly, and some of them, they just sit there forever, and it really sucks. Because I can't really look down, sit down and say, okay, here's what I made today. I can't do that. I hate having that air of uncertainty. That's why, Angelo Bestia earlier today on stream, he's like, yeah, you seem like on pre-streams like you're down. Or it's not that I'm down. It's that I'm very confused. This is, for many months there with the Vest streak, it was pretty much a lock what I was going to be making, and I could make judgments based off of that and everything. And now it's like, I don't even know what's happening. I have no idea what's happening. And that uncertainty is scary. Right? What if every contribution is fake? That's not cool. Now, obviously, I know not every contribution is fake. For example, Battle Duck already sent me a significantly big tip here on the stream, which I'm going to give a shout out to in a minute here. And I appreciate that. Battle Duck is a frequent stream chatter, a longtime supporter. I know when Battle Duck tips me, that's a legit tip, right? And I can count that and feel good about that. But when I'm getting all these anonymous tips or tips from people I never heard of with unverified PayPal accounts, that's like, fuck, right? So, don't worry. I'm not going to let this get to me when it comes to gameplay and everything. I'm not. But that's what's going on kind of behind the scenes. I will feel much better and much more relieved, once we get into October and basically I see if these cheers that came in are legit. And if they are, wow, that'll be amazing. And then I really don't have to worry, I don't feel, between then and the end of the year about much of anything. But I need to know, is it real or not? That's the thing. I don't know right now. So, so thank you to everyone who's contributed. Let's just keep it positive. Let's have fun on the streams together. Let's not worry too much about this at the forefront of anything. Instead, let's just enjoy games together. All right? And thank you to anyone who contributes. Please don't use the leaderboard as a gauge of what I'm making about anything, because it's usually not true. Usually there's fake stuff there every day now. And, obviously I'm not going to hold it against you guys because people are coming in and doing fake tips. I'm not going to say, let's not update the leaderboard or do rewards anymore. That would be pretty fucked up. With the amount of support you guys are giving me, this year in particular, that would be pretty messed up for me to be like, I'm just going to do away with the leaderboards entirely and not give any rewards for anything just because. Now, that's fucked up. I wouldn't do that. Okay? But just don't take it as the gospel truth on anything, because usually it's over-exaggerated. Okay? Okay. Alright, guys. Now, before I get to shout-outs, alright, question to all of you. What is going on at Tokyo Game Show, and is there anything interesting you would like to talk about on the pre-stream before I get to shout-outs? Because I've been trying to follow the news, and I haven't heard too much new stuff going on at Tokyo Game Show. So I'd like to pose the question to you guys. Is there anything going on over there that's interesting that you want me to address, or you'd like to tell me about that maybe I missed? Because I've been following it, and I didn't really hear much at all about much, besides Virtual Fighters coming out with a new game, A new Sega console? No, I didn't hear that, and that sounds like a bunch of bullshit. I'm pretty sure I would have heard about if there's a new Sega console coming out. It's boring, says Diligent Doge. Monster Hunter Rise looks awesome. I can't wait to try it. Sadly, you won't like it. It's not that I won't like it. It's that, sadly, my viewership, you know, doesn't really like that kind of content. You remember, Monster Hunter World came out. I was all for it. I was going to play it. I said, this is cool because it's actually on a main console rather than the 3DS. I'll do a major playthrough of it. We'll have co-op people dropping in and out, able to play with me, and it should be fun. And I played the beta of it, and people hated it. Within 2 hours of me playing the Monster Hunter World beta, people literally told me, don't play this ever again. This is incredibly boring. We can't stand it. People were telling me, turn the stream off or switch games now. They were yelling at me, switch games now. I even had co-op players with me, playing and co-oping with me to teach me how to play and everything. And people were like, switch games now. So I did, you know. Angelo Bestia says they're talking about Near Replicant. I tried to play it years ago. I stopped playing it because of god-awful controls. I guess it's set to like hundreds of years before Automata. I think it's like hundreds to thousands of years, right? Like, wasn't it that Near Automata takes place in like the 3000s or something? But the events of Near Replicant, I think they happen around like the year 2000 or something like that. I know that the character Emil is in it. Emil, he's in it. He's one of the 3 main characters, I believe, in the game. He's on the box art. And it's funny that he was just in Near Automata. And now he's going to be a major character kind of explaining his story, right? His past. Bubble Buddy says, I don't know what others are talking about. Monster Hunter World's an awesome game. Well, it's funny you say that. Because, when I played the beta, everyone complained about the game and said, it's terrible, don't play it, this is so boring, this will not be interesting stream content. So I skipped the game entirely. And people gave me shit all year about it. And I'm like, what are you giving me shit for? Were you there for the stream? People hated it. People like were going nuts complaining how boring it was. And I was like, no, I want to keep playing it. And they were like, wow, Phil doesn't listen to his viewers. See, he's just here to play whatever he wants, and we don't care if he's not going to listen to us then. Blah, blah. So that, you know, I was like, oh my God. I couldn't believe the level of negativity that happened when I was playing the beta. And that's why I never played the full game. But people, you know, then later on in the year wanted me to play it, and I'm like, well, what the fuck? You know, you can't have it both ways. So I never played it. You know, and now I'm hearing that there were tons of expansions that were good for it, and now there's new Monster Hunter games coming out, and I'm like, it's like a non-announcement for me, you know? Like, I'm not going to play a game like that, especially because we all know Monster Hunter is very lengthy, right? It's not a quick game. This is something that's big time investment. And I'm not going to start playing it, and then 2 sessions in, people complaining how bad it is boring, right? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. See, so Baldy says, yeah, but since last year, people have now been seeing me in a more positive light, and maybe if I tried to do it now, people would be more receptive. All right, well, let me ask you guys this question. What is this new Monster Hunter game? Because I didn't follow the news because I felt, oh, Monster Hunter, no one's going to care. Is this new Monster Hunter game coming out for next-gen consoles, or is it current-gen? And what's the deets? Do you guys have all the deets? Right? It's a Switch exclusive? Oh, I didn't know that. That's not shocking considering that Nintendo, for the longest time, had Monster Hunter games only on Nintendo consoles, right? They were usually on the 3DS. And so, it was actually kind of a big thing that Monster Hunter World was not on a Nintendo console, exclusively. It's current gen, no word on it being ported to the next gen consoles. Gotcha. Okay. See? So here's Liza for Soul, and he says, boo, Monster Hunter, it's like boring Hunter grind fest. See? There you go. Haha. And Pay Dirt, makes a good point. He says the big question is if Phil does eventually play Monster Hunter, will people who are now saying that they want him to play actually show up? It's a good question. Seriously, it's a good question because that's the thing. It seems like we get these vocal minorities, right? People who come out and scream, we want this, we want this, we want this. And then I play it and everyone's like, why are you playing this? This sucks. Like, damn. You know, I'm directly listening to the feedback of my viewership. That's why I do something and then people tell me it sucks. I mean, that's exactly what happened with Fire Emblem Three Houses. Everyone for over I mean, that game came out, what was it, like August of 2019? Okay. It was like around August. And I didn't play it. And so August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. Every one of those months. Play Fire Emblem. Why didn't you play Fire Emblem? Play Fire Emblem. You skipped Fire Emblem. The best game of last year. Play Fire Emblem. So now I'm playing Fire Emblem and enjoying it. Why are you playing Fire Emblem? Oh god, it's that boring waifu game and stupid boring combat. You're in the monastery 90% of the time just talking. So much dialogue. The dialogue's boring. Why are you playing? Oh my god. You know how many months you've been playing? You're still playing this? You're still playing Fire Emblem? Do you see? You can't have it both ways, you know? It's got to be one way or the other. And I, you know, after listening to the feedback and people nominating and voting for this thing to be a viewer's choice playthrough, and me playing it, I like the game. In my opinion, the only problem about the game is the pacing is terrible. The pacing is way too long and drawn out, and it becomes a terrible slog to follow when you're not, like, I'm not a streamer who only plays that style of game, as you know. I play a wide variety of video games. That's a good thing. It means that every day you come to my streams, you can see something different. Street Fighter, Fall Guys, Mafia, Mario, a Rageathon Marathon, all within like 3 days. That's a crazy good amount of variety, right? But at the same time, when you get a game that's super duper drawn out and lengthy, like Fire Emblem, you can understand why it loses momentum and why some people get pissed about it, right? So that's what I mean. Like, now you say, oh, play Monster Hunter. Great. So I play it, you know, for a week or two. Oh my god, he's still playing Monster Hunter? It's just the same thing over and over. It's way too long. It's going to take him like 7 months to beat it. Yeah, I mean, that's the deal. You guys know what kind of a content creator I am, right? You know what kind of a content creator I am. So if you know that there's a game that's insanely lengthy and a game that's not going to get played super often because it's not going to get a mainstream viewing audience, and so if you are okay with that, fine. But if you're not, then don't ask for it. You know, I'm very, very skeptical about playing Divinity Original Sin 2. You guys nominated and voted for it in a last viewer's choice and made it the #1 voted game. But look what happened with Fire Emblem. You see? Fire Emblem is the same situation. And you guys have been complaining about it constantly. So how the hell is Divinity going to work? And why the hell did people nominate and vote for it if they're so upset that Fire Emblem's no good? I just don't get it. So anyway, that's my take on Monster Hunter. I mean, I'm not against playing it. I actually told you guys I wanted to play it. I was directly told by my viewing audience, you know, almost 3 years ago, don't do it. It's terrible. So I didn't. Right? Huh. Okay. Anything else in regards to Tokyo Game Show? Ironic Watcher says, what about people who purchase Minecraft projects? Are they screwed? No one purchased a Minecraft project. Alright? The way it was working is people who were the top contributors during Minecraft streams basically would get something made or named after them in the world. And we completed all the major projects except for the statue of me in the vest. That was the one that never happened. At this point, I don't know if and when I'm ever going back to Minecraft. Just being honest. You know, right now it seems like we've got other things, like, for example, Fall Guys. People really like to see me play that at least once a week, if not more, and they want more Fall Guys. That's the new hot thing right now, right? Animal Crossing. I'm sure it's not going to last forever, but I definitely want to play some Animal Crossing coming up. People enjoy those chill streams, and now we're finally going to have Halloween content and stuff in it, right? It seems like new games stepped up to take over for the games that were the chill content. Morrowind. I'll be honest with you guys. I liked playing Elder Scrolls Morrowind. I did. But it was mostly because you guys were helping me to understand the world while I played it, and were telling me guidance and things when I played it. All right? There were two main people who were doing that, one of which I haven't seen in months, and the other one was Popsicolo, who was one of my moderators who retired, and I haven't talked to him in a while. So, you see what I'm saying? Like, if I go back to Morrowind, I don't even know what I would do or why I would do it. So, you know, some of these ongoing events were fun things, but will I ever go back to them? I don't know. Maybe I would go back to Minecraft, maybe not. You know, if I went back to Minecraft, I would want Mr. Papavera, obviously, to become a part of it, but I haven't heard from Papavera in a while. He's moved on to other stuff from last time I heard from him. He's playing No Man's Sky. So, maybe after long-running projects like that, maybe it's time to retire them and move on to other things, you know what I mean? Like, right now, I would say Fall Guys, and every once in a while playing Animal Crossing to do seasonal stuff, seems to be a lot more in demand and more popular than, say, bringing back Minecraft or Morrowind, you know? Those were great playthroughs to fill time, but we have other things that we can do now to fill that time, that, you know what I mean? And by the way, I'm absolutely certain that coming up in the next few months, with all the new releases coming up and everything, they're definitely going to have some big new things to do for chill streaming. You know what I mean? There's going to be some big chill streaming stuff coming up that's going to be super fun, that it's not going to be, it's not going to, I don't know if we're ever going to go back to those staples that we were doing for a long time. And, you know, not to say that I'm not appreciative of people who hung out with me when I played those games, but, they're not going anywhere, you know. You know, like, for example, my Minecraft world is going to be there. If there's ever a major reason to go and play Minecraft again, I could always do it, but it's nothing I'm in a rush to do. You know what I mean? Okay, I guess we'll get the shout-outs now, guys. I think we've gabbed enough. All right, here we go, guys. So, first of all, some overnight contributions came in. Let's see here. We had Last Rambo cheered overnight. Says, will you play Super Mario 35, a free-to-download game? It's released on October 1st until the 21st of March. 35 players race against time, defeat enemies, and sabotage your opponents in an online battle to be the best last Mario standing. Yes, I'm very interested in this. It sounds like something I definitely would want to try out for night streaming, squeeze it in, you know, and it sounds fun to me. It seriously does. It sounds like Tetris 99. Now, Tetris 99 or whatever was fun for like 2-3 sessions. Then I won a game and I was like, well, there's nothing else to do. And there really never was anything else to do. There was no point to ever playing it ever again. You know? Same thing here with Mario 35. I guarantee you it'll be fun for a couple sessions. And then after that, probably you're like, okay, I've seen it all, you know. Especially once you've won, you know. But I definitely want to check it out. It's free, isn't it? So I definitely want to check it out. We got a $5 tip overnight from someone named Xbox Investor. They said the Medium is coming out in December, a month after the release of Xbox Series X and S. Perhaps one should pre-order. Well, Medium is not a console exclusive, correct? Medium is also going to be on Xbox One. At least that's what was said over the summer, is that none of these games that are coming out, that they seem to be advertising, you know, on the Series S and X, are console exclusives. That basically Xbox has no console exclusives right now. Everything's cross-platform. Right? So, it's going to be on Xbox One, so if I want to play it in December, I can play it on Xbox One. Or, if they do make more consoles available by the end of the year, maybe I can get in and get one. Because I told you guys, I definitely want an Xbox Series X. I just didn't want to jump the gun and get it now when there's nothing for it. Right? What's hilarious here is that no one can confirm this. If this game indeed is an Xbox Series S and X exclusive, Microsoft they lied blatantly about the whole situation. Because remember, oh my god, Phil Spencer? He said, "Oh, we don't want that. We don't want you to have to buy the new console. Remember, our games are for all. And so we're doing what's good for the consumer," right? So if that's the case, then why is this game not on Xbox One like they promised? Right? So they lied. You just can't take anything that's said as truth anymore from these motherfuckers. Seriously. They talk, they're such liars. Everything they say is a fucking lie. You know, I'm interested in Medium. Don't get me wrong, I'm interested in it. But I wasn't going to pre-order an Xbox Series S or X when there was no games announced that were exclusives. Now you're telling me this game isn't exclusive, even though Phil Spencer said there were none. Oh my god. Anyway, I guess we'll see then. For me, if I can somehow pre-order and get my hands on an Xbox Series S or X in time for December, because obviously I'm not going to get it for launch now. If there's another wave of them and I can get it in time for December, then I'm all for it. But if I can't get one, there's not much I can do. I know the game's also supposed to be on PC, but I doubt my PC would be able to play and capture it. You know? So let's see what happens. But isn't that funny that over the summer, Phil Spencer says, oh, don't worry about the fact that there's not going to be any exclusives. We did this on purpose because we don't want people who aren't going to get the new console to feel excluded. Everything will be cross-platform for a while. And now you're telling me immediately there's a game that's an exclusive. He lied. Oh my god. Well, I guess we'll see what happens then, huh? Alright, anyway, that's my take on it. I would like an Xbox Series X. Obviously, I didn't get in on pre-ordering one this first wave. If I can get in on another wave and it comes out by December and I can get it for Medium, great. Upscaled Man resubscribed for 5 months. Thank you, Upscaled Man. He says, I love Phil. I appreciate the 5 months of support, Upscaled Man. Juzma86 also resubbed for 2 months this morning. Thank you for that, Juzma. The first cheer of the day came in from Angelo Bestia, who did a 50-bit cheer. Let's get him on the leaderboard here. And he says, caught up with the playthrough on YouTube a few hours ago. You beasted the race. So he must be talking about the race in Mafia Definitive Edition. And he says, also, I hope the fake tips things will ease up soon. Seems like it's getting to you because you haven't seemed completely yourself. There you go. That's what I was actually addressing on the pre-stream here. Is, yeah, I mean, admittedly it gets to me when, you know, I had 6 months, nearly 6 months of overwhelming success with the Vest Streak. The Vest Streak ended and the support continued. And I was like, wow, if this continues on this rate, then I have nothing to worry about. Everything's great. And then all of a sudden it's charge back, charge back, charge back, charge back, charge back. Then all of a sudden I start getting giant tips out of nowhere that don't look legit. And it's like, oh, come on. You know? It gets to me. It does. It wears me down. It absolutely, positively wears me down. It makes me feel worried. Very worried about what if one day I get a giant chargeback. Now I have no money in my PayPal account. And I don't have enough money in my bank account. What the fuck? You know, I don't want to feel that way. I've been doing great this year. You know? But I'm not going to get into it massively again. So Battle Duck 9000, as I mentioned, did a $20 tip and said, here's the protection money. Put in a good word to the Don for me. Thank you, Battle Duck. Long-standing viewer, supporter. And I know this tip is 100% legit, and I really appreciate that. Thank you, Battle Duck, for the first big tip of the day. Jumping us up to a $20 already before we even start the game. Thank you for that. Okay. Liza Sold at 100-bit cheer. He says, we as VIPs declare we have a Rage-a-thon and you play at least Hollow Knight and give CM Fool what he wants and also play the Quiet Man. The chat can pick the rest. Well, Liza for Soul, first of all, no. You're not a VIP and you don't have that kind of control. I'm sorry. But, incidentally, we're doing all that tomorrow anyway. Obviously, he knows that he's joking. So thank you, Liza for Soul, for the 100-bit cheer. It's the biggest cheer now. Let's get you up on the leaderboard. Then Liza Versol cheered and talked about something absolutely disgusting that I'm not going to read. So thanks, Liza Versol, for another cheer. You know I wasn't going to say that. Then he cheered again. He says, if you ever want to play an amazing game, play Elder Scrolls Oblivion. Well, if you remember, many years ago, I did play Elder Scrolls Oblivion. I played it on PC, and I played it, I want to say I played it for about like 10 to 12 hours, okay? I was doing it, if I remember, I was doing it as like night streams, like 2-3 hours ago. And I liked the game. But admittedly, much like Morrowind, I was getting lost, I was getting a little confused, and back then I wasn't doing interactive style streams, so I didn't have much guidance. I would ask every once in a while people in the stream chat to help, but it wasn't like today, where you know when you tune into my streams, I'll be actively talking to everyone on the stream and everything. And after playing it, I'd say for about 10, 12 hours, people got bored of it. And we're basically saying, don't do it anymore. Now, I remember when I moved No, it wasn't when I moved. It was when I switched computers. Because when I first moved here, I was still using my old PC, but then I bought a new one. And when I bought the new one, I was concerned that there was no way to continue the playthrough because I thought that the save file was on the other PC or whatever. Come to find out, it was actually uploaded to the cloud on Steam, and if I ever wanted to continue that playthrough, I could have. But basically, there was no demand for it, all right? Now, years later, here I am. I'm an interactive streamer. People have had desire to see me play the older Elder Scrolls games, and Oblivion seems to be the one that's #1 requested. A lot of people are like, just drop Morrowind. It's boring. Instead, play Oblivion. Okay? So maybe I will eventually, because I actually was enjoying Oblivion a lot when I was playing it. It's just that people lost interest. Maybe today, it could be known as an ongoing chill stream, right? It would be a little different. So I guess we'll see. But I'm not opposed to playing Oblivion. At the same time, I don't want to start up another ginormous playthrough that people will complain is boring. So I guess we'll see, but I will consider it for sure. Jay Hawkwood cheered. He says, if you dress up as Wings of Redemption for Halloween, I promise a $5 donation. All right. So I'm going to totally design my entire Halloween event around a $5 donation. That sounds good. Sounds like a good plan. Liza for Soul cheered again. He says, I'm your biggest fan. Thank you, Liza for Soul, for the support. Then Nose Vacuum not only cheered twice with two very annoying things, basically complaining about my forums, then he started outwardly insulting me in the stream chat and got banned because he's a fucking idiot. So Nose Vacuum, enjoy your ban. You're a fucking idiot. Until you come and apologize to me for being a fucking idiot today, you're not coming back. Phil's stupid chat tipped $1.30 and says, totally play Monster Hunter World, bro. Day 974 of having deflated views on your streams, bro. Hence my point. That's my whole point. Is that even though it seems that there are people who want to see me play certain games, when it comes to my actual mainstream viewership and support, a lot of these people seem to say, I don't want to see you play that game. See what I'm saying? So, I think you made you've made my point here, right? In that fact. So, oy, oy, oy. All right, let's continue on. Let us continue. Hold on. Okay. Liza Soul cheered again. He said you never got to do the Brotherhood quest line in Oblivion. If I remember, I didn't do many side quest lines. I was following the main quest line, and I was trying to understand the commerce system, which is different, like in every Elder Scrolls game. How do I consistently make money? How do I do this? How do I do that? And if I remember correctly, yeah, I personally was like trying to figure it out, you know, and I was trying to figure it out, and I think at one point I kind of gotten it figured out. I was like, aha, but then, if I remember correctly, that was about when people were like, oh, this is boring, stop playing it. So I did. So, I don't know. Anyway, let's continue. Bing Bong, excuse me, tipped me $1.30 and said, you'll never have 100% agreement for anything. Your audience isn't a hive mind. I'm sure people who wanted the game and the people complaining are two separate groups. AC is boring as dirt, but has a place in your schedule still. You mean Animal Crossing? Well, that's because there are people who enjoy Animal Crossing for its chill factor. Remember, I do different types of streams. Yes, there absolutely are ongoing gameplay streams with the narrative and story or challenge. Then there's a different kind of game that I play that's more relaxing. And for the extended period of time that I was consistently playing Animal Crossing, people came to those streams not for challenge, right? Not for hilarity. They came to relax. Phil's going to be doing some you know, grindy style stuff in Animal Crossing. Maybe he'll unlock a new crafting item or two. Maybe he'll find some new fish, some new bugs, you know. Interact with a few islanders. That's kind of neat. You know, maybe there's a special event. Remember, the last special event was the fireworks during the summertime. And then most of those streams would be just interacting and relaxing with me, right? So there you go. So I understand there's different kinds of streams that I put on, right? There are. And some people like them, some people don't. You always have that. You always have that factor involved. Owen tipped me $30 and says, "Thank you for the Mafia playthrough. I just got done watching your Alan Wake playthrough." Well, thank you, Owen, for the $30 tip. I appreciate that. I hope you're enjoying all of my playthroughs. It sounds to me like you're watching them on YouTube, right? So, yes, hopefully you enjoy the Mafia playthrough. I'm enjoying it so far. Looking forward to more today. Thank you for the tip. Last Rambo just did a 60-bit cheer and says the following. 2 questions. What do you usually do between your day and night streams? Will you play the autumn Halloween update of Animal Crossing? What do I do between my day and night streams? The first thing I do after I shut off my stream is I have to update. Let's try this again. I have to upload the videos from that first stream to YouTube, which could either be very quick or very time consuming depending on, for example, is it a brand new playthrough or not? Is it an ongoing series that I've already got all the information saved and set up? So for example, yesterday, I turned off the stream, I sat down, I started uploading the videos to YouTube. I have to make brand new tags, brand new description. I have to get thumbnails because I have a fan who makes me thumbnails for ongoing playthroughs. I have to download the thumbnails, get those sorted, so those are ready to go for the playthrough. Then I have to individually set up each video with a title. I have to watch back the video briefly to get a name for the video so you know what's in that video. Each video that I put on YouTube has an individual title. So I have to play back the video to get information about that. I name and title it. I add the description info. I add the tags. You have to do that for all 3 videos. Now with YouTube, there's even more added shit you got to do by selecting what type of content is in this video. Is there explicit language? Is there violence? Is there drug use? Is there this? Is there that? You have to select all this information every single video now that you upload to YouTube. It's very, very tedious and annoying. All right. So had to do all that. So did that. Then I headed downstairs and saw my wife for about 15 minutes before she went to work. I had turkey tacos for dinner. All right. Ate and then cleaned up, meaning had to put away the leftovers, had to wash the dishes, clean the kitchen. Okay. So I really wasn't done with all of that till almost like 5:30, 5:45. Then I wanted to see what Jasper was up to. And he was basically just sitting down to go to sleep because he usually takes an afternoon nap after dinner. So saw him for a few minutes, but then he went to sleep. All right, used the bathroom, right? By then it's already past 6 o'clock, right? So now I head into the office. I'm like, okay, what's the stuff that I have to do tonight? I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. I said, okay, I have a few extra minutes before I have to stream. I'm going to sit down and pay some bills for the month, my month-end bills. So I sat down and, scheduled out, paid some bills, and then I got the stream going. You see, this is pretty much my day, every day between the streams. Almost always just full of activity. Boom, 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 boom. Usually, I don't get to actually relax at all until my wife gets home from work. Because once my wife gets home from work, usually we sit down and maybe have a midnight snack, and we talk about our days, and we listen to relaxing music, and Jasper comes and hangs out with us on the couch, and sometimes he naps there with us, and we have a good time then. But that's really it. Like, I am working, starting, 10 a.m., and don't really get a break to do anything relaxing until, 11:30 at night. That's my day. It's just constant activity. Boom, 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 boom. So there you go. Here's a description of my day. DSP Smelly Turd cheers. I think a vast majority of your audience doesn't like drawn-out RPGs, just being honest. You're right. I know that. Listen, it's always been like that. Even back in the day when I was giant and popular on YouTube, as known as one of the big playthrough guys or Let's Players, whatever you want to call it. Back then, people weren't in love with it either. They were like, oh my god, these RPGs. And I love them. I grew up playing JRPGs. It's an integral part of my gaming upbringing. What got me into gaming in a big way. JRPGs are the first games that I ever took, oh my god, a story in a video game can be serious? Yeah, you can actually have a serious narrative in a video game, and the JRPGs are the ones that exposed me to that. But you're right, for whatever reason. The thing is, I do know there are a group of viewers who like what I like, and are going to support me when I play JRPGs. And I appreciate that. I really do. Hold on, I'm going to open my window a little further here for the sun came out. Like, I will forever be grateful that I had a faithful and dedicated audience that came by for games like Dragon Quest XI, Judgment, etc. Those are amazing playthroughs that I will remember forever because we had so much fun playing those games, and even though they were lengthy, you guys came and hung out with me every single time I played it, you know? But at the same time, you're right. I'm not going to get mainstream viewership. I'm not going to get, you know, anywhere from 500 to 1,000 viewers coming out to watch me play a turn-based RPG. It's just never going to happen. Okay? Sweaty Man JPEG did 100 cheers. Did you pay bills every day? Really? No. I didn't say that. Last Rambo said, what do I usually do between my day and night streams? And all I did is I described a typical day. That's exactly what I did yesterday. No, obviously there's other things. There's things I gotta do, chore, errands, cleaning the house, taking the trash out, sweeping, dusting, you know, various things that you do around the house. It's not always just paying bills. A lot of things you gotta understand. I'm part of a condo association group here. There's responsibilities that I'm supposed to do. Things you have to clean, things you have to do. Is it every day? No, but every day there's something different. Every day there's something different going on that I have to do that keeps me very busy. Drawn Out RPG tipped me $1.30. Says, don't let anyone complain. You may have a dream job, but at any time you're taken away from your family, you still work unless you hate them. No, and the thing is, I've said, I love my job. Don't get me wrong. I love my job. I love being here and hanging out with you guys every day. But the one thing I would like to change is that I do have more time to spend with my family. Because right now I have 1 day a week off, and that day, at least half of it is spent running errands, grocery shopping, doing things like that we need to do that aren't fun. They're just necessary, okay? And what I would like is maybe eventually to be able to have maybe a day and a half to 2 days off a week, so I have that extra time to spend with my family that's not, oh my God, it's necessary time I need to do errands and shit, you see? So we'll see if that'll ever happen. I hope so. Xbox Investor tipped me $1. Said, would you not use this Xbox Series for multi-platform games more often than PS5? We remember what happened to your overused PS4. I don't know. Here's the thing. If I have both consoles, right, which I would like to get. I've just said that. I want to get both next-gen consoles. I could alternate, right? I could actually go between them for various multi-platform releases. And I could say, let's try it on this one. Let's try it on this one. Number one, the reason that would be great is because hard drive space maybe wouldn't be an issue. If I'm playing half my games on Xbox Series X and half my games on PlayStation 5, then I don't have to worry about, oh no, the one console has 10 games on it now and it's overloaded and the hard drive's full. But in addition, I'd be able to check out and compare, how does this controller work versus this controller for this type of game? How does this game perform on the console versus this game? See? I would love to do that. It just sucks that this console launch has been a botched mess. It's very rare that someone would be able to get both consoles or afford both consoles. There was no way I was going to be able to get both at launch, and I knew that. So if there is another wave of the Xbox Series S or X, I would absolutely love to get it. If the stores get stocked by the end of the year, which is probably unlikely, I'd definitely love to get it. Okay, but right now it's not possible. Angelo Besha Cheers said, what are your plans for today between the streams? I need to vacuum my floor and right now waiting on my groceries. Truth of the matter is, I don't even know Angelo. I couldn't even tell you. I think today I have to, tonight I'm showering. And usually I can either do that between the streams or directly after my second stream. So I know that's a factor in there. I can't even remember what we're having for dinner today. You know, it's like, oh, I know what I got to do today. I got to download all the games for tomorrow's marathon. That's a big thing. I have to go and buy all the games and download them to the systems and get that all set up for tomorrow. That's a big thing I have to do tonight. That's going to take a lot of time. So, Lies for Soul Cheer says, I'm your biggest fan. Thank you, Lies for Soul. My imaginary pal tipped me $2. Said, have you been watching The Boys? Maybe a bit extreme for Cat and Jasper, but it's enjoyable. I have not watched The Boys. No. People keep asking me this. I have not seen The Boys. I don't understand why it's called The Boys. Isn't it about superheroes or something? Why is it called The Boys? Golden Colts Cheer said, it is I who is the biggest fan. So Golden Colts is challenging Lies for Soul and saying he's the biggest fan. Jay Hawkwood, cheers. I told my wife's boyfriend about your streams. He said he would check you out. Sounds good. How many boyfriends does your wife have, by the way? Timbo Slice Cheer said, when you start going on family vacations, will you take Jasper with you as he's your son and family? I guess it depends. Sadly, a lot of vacation spots don't allow pets. Some do. And you say, when we start, I don't know if we will start. I mean, I would like to. Like I told you, definitely we have some ideas of what we'd like to do because we didn't go on a honeymoon. So at the very least, I think we're at least deserve a honeymoon. If I only go on one trip my entire life, we'll treat it as our honeymoon. Okay? I think we at least deserve that. Maybe we'll get to that someday. The devil tipped me $1.30. He said, the next stupid cheerer gets reincarnated to your toilet. Let's do this, Lucifer. I guess he's upset that people are doing cheers like this. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen. Quick shout-outs, and then let's take a break. I gotta use the bathroom. I've been holding it in for 20 minutes, and you guys just keep cheering. So I have to keep giving shout-outs instead of using the bathroom. Thank you to the top cheers of the week. We've got Darkside Kenny in 10th place, Genova Calamity in 9th. Tied with Shadow the Hedgehog, so technically it's a tie for 8th. Ninstar Rune in 7th. Sweaty Man JPEG in 6th. Hygienic Streamer Tips in 5th. Lies of Her Soul is 4th. Dr. Tony Huge is 3rd. Thorax the Impula actually overcame Dr. Tony Huge to become 2nd place yesterday. And in 1st place with that ginormously generous 100,000-bit cheer, Overpowered Boon is in 1st place for the week. Will we ever hear from Overpowered Boon again? Who knows? Maybe they rode into the sunset. Daner, 2013, Hygienic Streamer Tips, Targan's Embrace, The Master Programmer, Django Pops, Lunaba, and Ultima Cloud 7 all gifted a single subscription this week. And then Angelo Bestcheck gifted 2 subs so far this week. Thank you guys for the support. Break time. I got to use the bathroom. I'll be back in about 5-10 minutes. And then Mafia Definitive Edition continues. Thank you for the support on the pre-stream, guys. I'll be right back. I don't know where to go here. I'm gonna do this. Go straight. What is this? Go right. I don't know where to go here. I'm gonna do this. Go straight. What is this? Go right. I don't know where to go here. I'm gonna do this. Go straight. What is this? Go right. What is this? Go straight. What is this? Go right. Rock goes straight. I'm on 1 foot. Go straight. Oh shit. 1 foot. I'm on 1 foot. Right. Rock. I'm on 1 foot. Go straight. Right. Rock goes straight. Right. Left. Rock goes straight. I'm on 1 foot. Go straight. Rock. I'm on 1 foot. I'm on 1 foot. Right. Left. Rock goes straight. I'm on 1 foot. Go straight. Rock goes straight. Rock goes straight. I'm on 1 foot. Go straight. Left. I'm on 1 foot. I'm on 1 foot. Right. I'm on 1 foot. Go straight. Left. Right. Rock goes straight. I'm on 1 foot. Rock goes straight. I'm on 1 foot. I'm on 1 foot. I'm on 1 foot. Rock goes straight. I'm on 1 foot. Look at this. What is this? This is a cave here. This looks like a cave. Huh. Let's do this. Let's fucking do this. I spawn. I die. I spawn, I die. I spawn, I die. I the grill. Have a burger, bitch. Oh, that's a grill. I shot the grill. Have a burger, bitch. Double kill. Double kill. Double kill. I can't stop killing them. I can't stop. Won't stop. Don't know how to stop. I can't stop killing them. I can't stop. Won't stop. Don't know how to stop. I can't stop killing them. I can't stop. Won't stop. Don't know how to stop. I can't stop killing them. I can't stop. Won't stop. Don't know how to stop. Oh, they stopped me. All right, here we go. I spawn, I die. 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 I really wish these 10-year-olds would shut the fuck up. Fuck you, fuck that, fuck this, fuck that, fuck you. I really wish these 10-year-olds would shut the fuck up. Fuck you, fuck this, fuck that, fuck this, fuck you. I really wish these 10-year-olds would shut the fuck up. Fuck you, fuck that, fuck this, fuck that, fuck you. I really wish these 10-year-olds would shut the fuck up. Fuck you, fuck this, fuck that, fuck this, fuck you. I spawn, I die. 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 I'm the king of hate. I'm the king of hate. Bitch. I'm the king of hate. 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 Bitch. I'm the king of hate. 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 Bitch. I'm the king of hate. 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 Bitch. I'm the king of hate. I'm the king of hate. That's what I'm fucking talking about right there, man.
Cause it's those
You've got to be fucking kidding me. I'm angry. Nothing I can do, it's gone for good. Anyway, when you scratch your nuts, do you do the manly thing and sniff your fingers after? What the fuck? That's ridiculous. Phil's balls jarred up. Anyway, it's great. Anyway, you don't have to scratch my balls to smell. I have a jar of ball scent, of course, that I smell all the time. Phil's balls. Anyway, it's great. Anyway, look what happened. Anyway, it's great. Anyway, look what happened. And the game decides, oh, you're slightly off. No! Wait, look what happened. How? Oh, no! Oh! What the fuck? Nothing I can do, it's gone for good. A simple misclick. Throw it into the fucking lava. That sucks. A simple misclick. Throw it into the fucking lava. That sucks. He broke my nether portal. How? He broke my nether portal. How? A simple misclick. Throw it into the fucking lava. That sucks. A simple misclick. Throw it into the fucking lava. That sucks. How did he break the nether portal? How? How did he break the nether portal? How? Anyway, why didn't I bring a pickaxe? I didn't think I had to dig anything. I was going in, killing the fucking gas and getting out. I didn't know a gas would randomly shoot at the portal and fuck everything up. Anyway, it's great. Anyway, look what happened. Anyway, it's great. Anyway, look what happened. A simple misclick. Throw it into the fucking lava. That sucks. A simple misclick. Throw it into the fucking lava. That sucks. He broke my nether portal. How? He broke my nether portal. How? Dude, I'm stuck here forever. How? I'm upset. That sucks. A simple misclick. Throw it into the fucking lava. That sucks. A simple misclick. Throw it into the fucking lava. That sucks. He broke my nether portal. How? He broke my nether portal. How? Dude, I'm stuck here forever. How? I'm angry. That sucks. Anyway, Phil's balls. People pay good money for that. I'm sure they were. They're disgusting people. Anyway, it's great. Anyway, look what happened. How? How? Okay, I'm alright. I'm alright. I thought I was much worse off than I am. I'm okay. I'm serious. I'm not going back to the nether again unless I have to, so. The game's over. I'm angry. Phil's balls. Gone for good. 016861654. 016861654. I said 016861654. Oh. 046861694. Milk.
Come again, yo.
046861694. How could you forget when it sounds so cool? You buy my chocolate. Yeah, you eat the chocolate, and then you get the raffle too.
Yo, may I help you?
This.
56743218542. Now I don't remember the fucking number.
Draw a ticket, please.
God, it's loud. Holy shit, dude. That was loud as fucking... Oh. What was that? It's like a hurricane here in Darkford. Don't you try to save your game. You'll lose your progress. A crippling game bug. What the fuck were we thinking? DuckTales, ooh. Replay entire portions of the game now. DuckTales, ooh. Oops, we fucked up. Didn't test it enough. DuckTales. It's frustrating. Alright guys, I'm back. Real briefly, I just want to check on subs. 822. We lost a couple subs, guys, so sorry about that. I'm just going to turn the stream off and call it a day. When you lose subs, that's it. That's the end of it. Anyway, I'm kidding. So thank you to Liceversoul for the 100-bit cheer. That's the biggest cheer of the day. And thank you to Owen for the $30 tip. Biggest tip of the day. That means we'll be wearing the Gunner glasses to start. Let's see here. Liceversoul tried to hold up things. He cheered, said, wait a minute, but I had to shit, so I couldn't wait a minute. And then Daner 2013 resale for 2 months in a row, 4 total. Thank you, Daner, for the support. I appreciate that. Why are pre-streams so long now, says Music Records? Because people keep talking to me. It's always been like this. The pre-stream length is determined by interactions with the viewers. It has nothing to do with me. You know, I actually didn't even have that much to talk about today. It was more about, you know, talking with you guys. So, all right. My headphones have no audio at all. I'm going to assume that's because the power cord came out. I was correct. The power cord came out. So let's try to fix that. Okay. All right. So we got to redo this mission now, because I screwed it up yesterday. I died, and then I ran out of time, and of course the game I thought was going to save the checkpoint, so I got to do it from the start. Internet famous McCroy gifted a sub to Content ID. Wow, congrats. Oh, by the way, I guess I should mention this. As I suspected, yes, at least some of these Mafia videos from yesterday, I don't think all 3 got claimed, but I think at least 1 or 2 of them got claimed for Content ID, and I'm making no money on it. So, if you are watching this playthrough here on live stream, thanks. I appreciate it. I don't want this. Never show this again. I don't want assholes. If you are supporting this playthrough via the streams, thank you. Thank you for that, because sadly, I'm probably not going to make anything else on it. Alright. Sokoto's Realm just subscribed for 2 months. Is having fun with the game? I am. I think the game is very fun. XP Gamer is here. He cheers. Said, how did you get that theme for your PS4? Pre-ordered. Ghost of Tsushima. That's the Ghost of Tsushima theme, the one with the leaves. Yeah, you had to pre-order the game.